بدأت ببسم الله في النظم أولا تبارك رحمانا رحيما وموئلا وثنيت صلى الله ربي على الرضا محمد المهدى إلى الناس مرسلا وعطرته ثم الصحابة ثم من.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. أما بعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Mashallah, welcome dear viewers, dear brothers, dear sisters, to another episode at our Markaz Qiraat podcast. And as I mentioned, the purpose of this is to motivate, inshallah, to bring motivation to the ummah. Alhamdulillah, I am your host, Ahmed Al-Waiz, and I'm honored to be your host. We're joined here by a special guest, Yahya Ebrahim Jaiteh. Mashallah, welcome. Yeah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Inshallah, just give us a little intro of yourself, where you're from, etc., etc.
Yeah, so as our Sheikh said, alhamdulillah, my name is Ibrahim. I'm born and raised here in the Bronx, New York. My family is from the Gambia, and I'm a student here at AL-QIRAA'AT, alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, jazakallah khair. Inshallah, to dive in, inshallah, I'm gonna throw out there that, mashallah, Yahya Ebrahim is a Hifz. And inshallah, we would like you to tell us your perspective on the memorization of the Quran and your journey on the beginning, the challenges you went through, and also the final push. Yeah. So inshallah, we're just going to start with the beginning. So tell us the beginning of your memorization.
Inshallah. So alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. The beginning, alhamdulillah. So yeah, I grew up, alhamdulillah, I basically grew up in a masjid, alhamdulillah. I give thanks to Allah and my parents and everybody that played a part in that. My father, if those who know my father, is like he plays a role in the masjid, alhamdulillah. He's kind of like
the man
in the masjid. So like I've been like following him to the masjid ever since I was a little kid. So growing up in the masjid, I've always been around like the Quran and people praying and everything like that, like the deen, alhamdulillah. So I've always wanted to like learn the Quran and learn as much as I can, you know, in the deen and Islam, and as much knowledge as I could. I always wanted to do that since I was young, alhamdulillah. So I grew up, I learned a lot. I started off going to Park Chester Masjid before Markaz Al-QIRAA'AT was open, or before Masjid Siddiq was even open. I was going to a masjid on Park Chester, alhamdulillah. And then once Masjid Siddiq opened, we moved to Masjid Siddiq. So I started off learning and memorizing at the same time with my Ustaz Abdul Rashid. From there, we made it to like Juz Qasami Allah. By the time I was probably like, just Mujadala, I think I was maybe like, I don't know, 10 years old or something, like 11 years old, like something like that. And then, like, I was always proud of myself for memorizing that much at that age, but I knew that the end goal was for me to memorize the Quran, alhamdulillah. So like, it was always fun too. Like, it was fun for me to learn, alhamdulillah. We had a lot of like Quran competitions and like different ongoing events in the masjid that were just based on the Quran. So like having those Quran competitions, people coming from different masjids and different places like all over the country coming to compete with us. And in our masjid, of course, Masjid Siddiq, we always won first place, alhamdulillah. So, you know, like, I don't, alhamdulillah, to keep it humble, but I don't think anybody, you know, can compete with our masjid, alhamdulillah. Okay, let me relax. But no, alhamdulillah, no, like, it was definitely motivating to have those competitions. You know what I'm saying? We can have another competition. To test it out. But no, for real, alhamdulillah, like, it's always motivating to like be a part of those competitions. And there were some competitions where I didn't win, some competitions where I did win. And it was just like always pushing me to just keep going forward and just memorize the full Quran and get my ijaz and, you know, just keep going from there. So like, alhamdulillah, you know, it's still the goal to get my ijazah. But yeah, that was just that's just the beginning.
MashaAllah.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Very interesting and MashaAllah, impactful beginning, I could say, right?
Yeah,
MashaAllah. And okay, now tell us about the struggles that you faced in between, until you got the final push.
Okay, so like, after the beginning, I guess like my beginning was basically from like elementary to middle school. Like finishing middle school, I was always focused on the Quran. It was really just going to school and coming back to the masjid and reading the Quran, memorizing the Quran, and so on and so forth. But like once I reached high school, that's when like I feel like the challenges has begun for me. Like it was very hard for me to just stay focused with like going to high school and being social with like all my friends and like having so much other things going on like outside of the Quran and outside of the masjid. Like in high school, I was on a lot of sports teams, basketball, and even men's volleyball and track and stuff like that. Well, I wasn't really on the track team, but I was on like a track collective. but yeah, like it was definitely like, it was so much to juggle like in my life, and just staying focused on the Quran was definitely hard for me once I reached high school. Like. But alhamdulillah, like I feel like although the motivation probably faded from me a little bit, like I feel like the goal has never changed. Like I always told myself that inshallah I will memorize the Quran. And I always believed that I would do it one day. But like alhamdulillah, like like everybody has their own journey, and I guess that was my journey. So just going through high school, those 4 years of high school, I feel like I was really stagnant. Like I didn't really make much progress when it came to memorization of the Quran. Like I think by the time I started high school, maybe I memorized from maybe Nas to Yasin, around that area. And like from like Yasin, I didn't really make much progress. Like from Yasin, like from the beginning of high school all the way to the end of high school, I don't think I even memorized maybe like a juz, like from Yasin yeah, like I don't know if I even made it that far. But alhamdulillah, like I feel like I always had like that goal in my head, like inshallah I'm gonna memorize the Quran. And I had my Ustad Abdul, like he was always on me. Like I feel like I would come to him, like I don't know if he knows this, but like, I would go to him and like I would recite the same surah to him, like just to make it seem like, I'm doing something. I would come and recite like yesterday I read Zuma to him, today I read Zuma to him, next week I read Zuma to him, and then maybe the following week I'll enter like Wafir or something like that. Like I'll do something like that just to like make it seem like I'm doing something. But like deep down inside, I knew myself like I was not making any progress. But it was like having all those distractions is really what like kept me stagnant, like with lack of progress. But alhamdulillah, like I always had Ustaz on my back. Like he was like he was on me like every month, every 2 months we would meet, and he would like just tell me what it is. Like like sometimes like you always need that person in your life that's just blunt, like keeping it like straightforward with you. Like okay, you're not doing or you're not where you're supposed to be. To be honest, like he would always do that to me, and I would feel so guilty about myself because like I know that already. Like like I already know like I'm not making any progress, but it was just so hard for me, like with all the distractions to just continue. But alhamdulillah, like after all those years, after high school finished, alhamdulillah, when I started, I guess like the last year of high school or like my first year of college, around that time, within that transition, alhamdulillah, that's when I came back and I regained my focus for the Quran. Alhamdulillah, like I wanted to just keep pushing forward, and like that's when I really, really, really wanted to like finish memorizing the Quran. Alhamdulillah. So alhamdulillah, I was able to get that job done, and like this is only the beginning, to be honest. So I always had that goal in mind that I wanted to finish memorizing the Quran before I finished college, mainly because I know when college is over, the responsibilities basically triple. So it's like so many more things are being added to my life, as every day goes by, especially like now that I'm done with college, alhamdulillah. So I knew that like I wanted to be finished memorizing the Quran before college is over, so that like the revision process and everything like that wouldn't be as hard as memorizing the Quran, alhamdulillah. So alhamdulillah, I was able to get that job done. Alhamdulillah, I memorized the Quran a few months before graduating college, and now my journey has begun, basically.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah. 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 May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless this journey.
Ameen.
Alhamdulillah.
Ameen.
And inshallah, to move on, I'm going to ask a question that's going to complement what you said. So he's going to have to build on it.
Sure.
So I know, mashallah, you have a group, a circle that is a motivational circle.
Yeah.
And how did that play a role in your final push into getting the to the finish line?
It's a good question. Alhamdulillah. Like I'm a very firm believer that everybody is always going to be a product of their environment. There's this quote we were just talking about it earlier in the. Like, I still remember, like, the birds of a feather flock together. Yeah. That's what it is. Okay. So the birds of the same feather flock together. You know what I'm saying? So, like, a lot of people, they try to enforce themselves to believe that they will never be a product of their environment, or, like, they hang around certain people and they wouldn't become a product of those people. But, like, deep down, like, everybody knows that, okay, like, after a while, you're going to become those people. Like, if you hang around people who do certain things, they're going to end up doing those certain things. Or, like, you're going to be around those certain things. Or, like, you're going to be categorized as part of the people who do those certain things. So, like, alhamdulillah, like, I always make sure, like, to keep myself around people who I know wanted to memorize the Quran and want to be better on their deen, and they pray 5 times a day on time and everything like that. Alhamdulillah, like, I have that friend group. So, like, you know, we always make sure to keep ourselves accountable for the goals that we want. And, like, just something as simple as just praying. Like, whenever it's time to pray, like, we always stop whatever we are doing and just stop and pray. So, like, just keeping yourself around people who are on the deen or who are trying to do everything for the sake of Allah is always, like, the best thing you could do for yourself. Because, like, I feel like you put yourself in the wrong environment, you end up being a product of that environment. So it's like, surround yourself around people who you want to be, or surround yourself around people, like, who are better than you, to be honest. Like, that's always another thing I used to do. Like, I have a lot of people who are older than me, like my big bros, who also memorized here at the masjid. Like, we have Ali Silla, you know, who's also known as Salaf, or like Ibu Silla. We have Muhammad Bari, Yasin. All of those people, like, they are all older than me, but, like, you know, you would always catch me hanging around them because, like, they did what I wanted to do. Like, they had what I wanted. So, alhamdulillah, Allahumma barik for them, you know, like, I always make sure to hang around them because, inshallah, like, one day, like, I'll be like them too. So, alhamdulillah, now I'm here.
Alhamdulillah. And mashallah, wallah, thank you for sharing that. Wallah, this makes me realize something, that, you know, the young ones, they look up to the old ones in the masjid.
Yes.
And this is not just in this masjid, anywhere. That's just human nature. Right. The younger ones naturally look up to the older ones, and they want to be like the older ones. They see the older ones as being cool. Yeah, exactly. And they want to be like them.
A lot of them might not admit it, but no, definitely, like, that's really a fact. Like, a lot of them might not admit it, but like, even without them trying to, they're definitely looking up to you. Like, anything they see you doing in this life, they're gonna think it's okay for them to do it too. So, like, you gotta show them, be their role models.
Exactly. So with that, we have to be careful of what we do.
Right.
And we have to be mindful of just what kind of example are we setting. You're gonna see a young boy running the masjid, he sees somebody do this and say, okay, but so and so did this. So I could do it.
Exactly.
So as you mentioned, it came to my mind when you mentioned all these people's names: Yasin, Ibrahim, Salaf. And I was thinking, even they kind of were like I was admiring them from afar.
Yes.
Because you much more closer to them than I am.
Yeah.
I was looking at them from afar, like, hey, subhanallah, this man got his ijazah in this qira'ah, this qira'ah. This man is leading the salah. This man. So it was definitely a motivation for me. And I think that's something that Ustaz, mashallah, he does. He's very good at.
Yes.
Is that he knows how to make people motivate one another.
Yes.
He told me Abdul Basit. Abdul Basit, for the viewers, is our brother that we had in the last interview.
Right.
He told me, look, you started. You know, in the masjid. Abdul Basit came and he finished.
Came out of nowhere and finished. He told me the same thing. I remember that day when Abdul Basit, I think he took his shahada in the masjid, like memorization class or something, and I was there. And Ustaz, like, after Abdul Basit finished and everything, Ustaz called me, like, to the side, like, after everybody finished celebrating for Abdul Basit and everything, you know, Allah barik Abdul Basit, you know, he did his thing. So Allah bless him. But, like, Ustaz came to me after, like, you see, like, this guy came after you. You know, you've been here since the beginning. You've been here since the beginning. You still didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, not even like to compare me to other people, like compare other people to us, but just like to show, like, obviously you're not making any progress because, like, okay, and it's definitely motivation because, like, if he came and he did it, just like that, like what's stopping me from doing it too? Like it happened so many times to me to reality. Like where people came and I knew like I passed them at first and they came and surpassed me and finished and left. And like, yeah, I'm just still there, like, but alhamdulillah that we have that motivation in our masjid though. Like, we have a lot of people who memorize. So it's like, me just memorizing the Quran, like, I feel like I just started, like, this is only the beginning for me. We have a lot of people who memorize so many riwayas of the Quran. We have people who memorize Jazariya, the whole thing. We have people memorize who got their Jazz and Tuhfatul Atfal. So yeah, like there's so many things that go on in our masjid. All that stuff. So like so much. There's just so much that's going on in our masjid. So it's like I wanna know like everything. So it's like okay, like all these people did so much in our masjid, like for us to feel like we're satisfied with doing just the bare minimum. And I'm not saying like memorize the Quran is a bare minimum, but like like in a place like being in a masjid, it makes you feel like it's a bare minimum. Like you know, it's just like you just want to just keep pushing yourself to do more and more because you just see it around you. So that goes back to me saying like being a product of your environment. Like alhamdulillah, like at my masjid, there are just so many people who like they have so much knowledge and like so many different aspects of Islam, and like it's just like okay, like when you think you're done with one thing, it's just like you're never really done. Which is why I love Al-Qiraa'at. How like the slogan is seek knowledge endlessly. Like, it'll never end. Like, it will never end.
Seek knowledge endlessly.
Alhamdulillah.
Mashallah. That's good insight that you brought. May Allah bless you.
Ameen.
Barakallahu feek. And inshallah, we're almost wrapping it up. Inshallah, I would just like you to give the viewers out there an advice. For especially for those who are hesitating to take their kids back home or anything like that, given that you grew up here and you didn't have to go and study the traditional way, quote unquote. So just give it an advice, inshallah.
Okay, so I guess to give some background about myself, like my family's from the Gambia and everything like that. Like, and I have a whole bunch of friends who went and memorized Quran in the Gambia or like wherever country they're from, or like in Egypt or Saudi, whatever it is. Like they went there to memorize the Quran there because they feel like it might be impossible to do it here, or like it's way harder to do it here. And that could be true. But alhamdulillah, like the longest I've been in Africa, anywhere in Africa, was 2 months. So like clearly I never really went there for like learning the Quran or anything like that. I just went there for like vacation. So me like being born and raised here and studying only here in the Bronx, New York, like at this one masjid, I guess is like a testimonial that it is possible for whoever is watching this to do the same thing. Like you who are watching this, you can do the same thing that I did, plus more, to be honest. Like inshallah, like it's really just like are you putting your mind to it? Like, are you putting it in your mind that you could do it? Like, it has to be something you want. You know, like, it can't just be like you're coming and you're making excuses every day for yourself and expecting yourself to make it happen. Because if you're making those excuses, I'm sorry to say it, but it might not ever happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot, it's either you're going to come and make 100 excuses or you're going to sit down and just make the progress. You're going to sit down and memorize 100 ayahs. Like it's really like, you know, alhamdulillah, I don't want to say it's that simple, but it's really just what it is. Like, you got to put it in your mind that it is something that you want to do. Like, alhamdulillah, it's possible to do it wherever you are. Like, I was here, born and raised in the Bronx, like I said. I had so much going on. I lived the average life that everybody else lives. Like, I go to school. I mean, I went to school, all kinds of school, elementary, middle school, high school, college, you name it. I'm working, and I have a whole bunch of other things going on outside of, like, the Quran and outside of the masjid, but alhamdulillah, like I was able to get it done, obviously with the help of Allah and everybody else that played a role in it. So I say that all just to say that like you can do it too. Like you who is watching is like you can do this too, alhamdulillah. And like I really pray that Allah makes it happen for you and everybody else who may not be watching this but has it in their mind that they want to memorize Quran. I pray that Allah makes it easy for them, and Allah makes us all Hafid of the Quran, makes us all Ahlul Quran, people of the Quran. You know, like it's possible. Like never tell yourself it's impossible. Nothing is impossible until you tell yourself it's impossible. So like, alhamdulillah, like just make dua and just do what you gotta do. That's it.
Jazakumullah khair, Brother Ebrahim. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you
Ameen.
For honoring us with your visit, and also your motivational words and your background. MashaAllah, I hope and I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that this serves as a motivation for the brothers and sisters out there. And
I think maybe like they should get me to interview you, and then
they're
gonna be really motivated.
Yeah,
because I don't know.
Yeah, salam. Yeah, salam.
I think it should be the other way around. It's like a motivation, to be honest.
Yeah, salam. Subhanallah. MashaAllah. Maybe inshallah another time. Inshallah.
Right. That's what we need to do. Like, I should be motivating you.
Yeah, let me.
That's actually what I should be interviewing you. Like, yes. I should be interviewing you.
May Allah make it easy. Inshallah, perhaps another time.
Inshallah. That's when the motivation will come.
Yes, man. No. We got enough motivation, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Inshallah. So with that, inshallah, we bring this to an end. And as I said again, thank you very much. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make you a role model to the believers. And make us all role models to the believing men and women. Inshallah. With this, we bring this to an end. Subhanallahi wa bihamdi. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.